Merry meet everyone, and welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I am subbing for Nimbus River today. My name is Houston. And this week we are talking about how we craft our spells, or how we craft our spell work. For me, how I begin to craft a spell is I try not to do anything knee-jerk. I'm not going to say I haven't, because I have. And it's kind of a 50-50. It'll either go really good or it's going to go really bad if I knee-jerk it. So if I'm doing spell work, I've learned to calm down, center myself, and to be able to think clearly. Once I have found my center, once I have gone to that calm place, I start to plan. Usually I don't tend to write things down. I start planning things in my head, because I'm more of a spontaneous spell worker. I usually don't plan my stuff. I usually just go and do it. Like, I have a feeling that I need to do this, and I go find one to do it. But when I do plan out my spell work, I plan it in my head. What is my desired goal? What is my desired intention? And how can I work to bring this intention about? So like, once I have basically in the preparation that goes through my head, what type of spell do I want to do? What type of spell, like, I was after I have my intention, like, let's say that you're doing a healing spell for someone. You've just found out one of your family members is extremely sick. They've been admitted at the hospital and they're in ICU. And once you center yourself and you figure out, that you have the ability to help, you kind of figure out what kind of spell do you want to do. Do you want to create a puppet of your sick family relative to continue sending energy to? Do you want to do a candle spell? Do you want to do a jar spell? Do you want to burn a petition to the god and goddess? Something simple or something elaborate? That's something that I plan out when I start doing my preparations, is what kind of spell do I want to do and what's going to bring the most desired effect. Different spells, different types of spell work will bring, at least from my understanding and my experience, it'll bring different types of results, some stronger, some not so strong, but that could just be because of the intent and willpower behind it. Some things I like simple, I like a lot of simple things, a lot of folk magic. They're simple, but they are powerful. And for me, a lot of long and drawn-out things, my attention, it's hard for me to keep my attention on things, so I know that those are kind of less powerful to me. Simple things for me are very easy, or are very folk magic-esque, I guess you could say, are very powerful to me, because I can keep my attention for that short amount of time. I have really bad ADHD, or ADD. It's ADD, and it's hard for me to keep focus. But once you figured out what type of spell you want to do, and you have your desired intention, I always do a divination of some sort to see if the type of spell or the spell you're doing is going to give the desired effect you want, or if it's going to do something that you hadn't even thought of. So either use your pendulum, ask yes or no questions, pull out your tarot cards, do some scrying, crystal ball, fire gazing, something with your spell work in mind to see if the benefits of your spell work are going to be what you want or what you desire to bring about. If they're not, then change your spell work, change your intention. Maybe instead of, sadly, we'll go back this way with your family relative being in the hospital, maybe, and unfortunately, it's their time. It's their time to pass on. And instead of doing a healing spell work for them, the gods or the spirits know that it's their time, that person's time. So your spell work isn't really going to be able to do anything. It's going to it could either be they've been in pain for so long, or they're going through something and it's like basically it's just their time. And if you did the healing spell work, you would be prolonging their pain. You would be making them stay here longer than, you know, they could, if that makes any sense. Wait, I don't think that made any sense to me when I said it. But instead of doing a healing spell work for the person in the hospital, you could do an easing of grieving for the family members that are around them. You could ease their sorrow, help them, you know, get through this trauma, with less fuss. Sorry, that was a bug. That's something you could do, and switch the angle of how you're coming at with this spell. I know it was kind of a crude way to put changing your spell work, but that's just one example. So after you do the divination, then you're all set. You've kind of figured out what type of spell you want to do. I would then go cleanse myself. Either it be cleansing with incense, of a physical cleanse like sage, Palo Santo, Peruvian sandalwood, Florida water splash, like a splash of Florida water, holy water, salt, energetic cleansing. I would cleanse myself first, and then I would go get the ingredients I need for my spell work. And then after I've collected all my ingredients, I would then begin to charge my ingredients from a particular need or my particular desire. And once I've have them all charged, I would then begin the spell work. I usually don't cast circles unless I'm outside, and that's just because that I don't own the place that I live. I rent it from my landlord, and my neighbors are cool and all, but I kind of don't want their energies mingling with the spell work if I do it on the outside. On the inside, I've already cleansed my space, and I kind of have a sacred space. Even though it's messy, it's sacred to me. So I don't cast circle. I do cleanse my space, like before spell work. I guess I should have put that in there. Before you cleanse your items, cleanse yourself, cleanse your space, then cleanse your materials. And then the spell work begins. Keep your goal focused in mind, or your intent in mind, and do your spell work. Usually if it's something big, at this time, once I've got everything cleansed and getting ready to do my spell work, I would either call in the elements, or call in the god and goddess, call in my spirit guides, or my spirit allies, to help me but help me get as much energy as needed, and help me keep my desire on focus, I guess, if that makes sense, for my spell work to actually work. If that makes any more sense. I know I repeat that a lot, but that's a habit. So, basically, after my spell work is done, I try my best to forget about it. Because from my knowledge and my experience, if I keep thinking about it, the energy keeps pulled back to me instead of doing what it's supposed to do and being sent out to the universe. So after my spell work is finished, and after it's said and done and completed, depending on what type of spell it is, I forget about it. Like if it's a jar spell, I'm going to keep it on my altar, and every day I'm going to go either light a candle on it, say a prayer, say a psalm, and put more energy into it. But if it's a mojo bag that is for healing, it's the same thing. I would leave it on my altar and feed it with oil or candles and put my energy into it. But if it's a candle spell that I'm just doing, for a candle spell I'm doing for, let's say, someone who asked me to do a type of candle work or a blessing or something for them, I would do that candle spell, and I would get the wax and the herbs and everything I would use and put it in a sachet and give it to them, and I would forget about it. Because for me, if I continue thinking about the spell, that blessing that I helped them with doesn't fully go to them. It goes to me too, and that's not what I intentionally wanted. I wanted all of that to go to them. So yeah, sorry about the ramble at the end, but so that's my point of view on this week's topic. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any comments or any concerns or anything that you would, or any questions you'd like to ask me, please leave them below in the comment section. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed my video, and until next time, many blessings.